My name's Alison Finlay, and thanks for taking the time to join me on the Creating Balance with Flower Power page of my website. I'm assuming you're here because you're interested in the up and coming e-course, which is going to look at flower essences. I'm based in Glasgow and I work as a kinesiopractor and as a coach. And I've used flower essences in my practice and for myself probably for, I would say, about the last 20 years or so. And I just know that they've benefited my clients and myself and are really powerful. And I felt it was time to share some of their messages with you and to a greater audience. I use lots of essences that come from different ranges throughout the world, and we'll look at some of them on the e-course if you decide to come and join me. Flower essences have been around for centuries, but it wasn't until the 20th century when Dr. Edward Bach, who's the kind of pioneer of modern day flower essences, kind of really brought them back into being quite popular. And I thought I would just like to, before I go further on, just share some words of wisdom that Bach wrote. Bach was an English naturopath and herbalist, but he had some amazing words of wisdom about how flower essences could help us. And that's true in terms of their efficacy nowadays. So Bach himself said quite wonderfully that the functions of flower essences is to raise our vibrations and open up our channels for the reception of our spiritual self, to flood our natures with the particular virtues and to wash out from us the faults which were causing them. They're able, like beautiful music or any gloriously uplifting thing which gives us inspiration, to raise our very natures and bring us nearer to ourselves, and by that very act to bring us peace and relieve our suffering. They cure not by attacking disease, but by flooding our bodies with beautiful vibrations of our higher nature, in the presence of which disease melts as snow in the sunshine. So I loved his description of beautiful music, and flowers have that kind of energy. They're very, very, very highly vibrational energy, so they have a big effect on us as people. I know myself, just even recently from the clients I've worked with this week, I've had a couple of really fascinating stories about people that have had a good experience with the essences. Somebody yesterday just said to me when we found an essence that just seems spot on, bingo, that just resonates so much for me when we read out the meaning of it. And somebody early in the week who was feeling quite stressed and emotionally stressed about a particular situation, when we found an essence that worked for her, she just seemed to feel so much calmer and as if a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. So the flowers have that impact that they can help us feel much more emotionally balanced, less stressed, more physically kind of in balance. And that has to be a good thing. Before I hopped on to the video camera this afternoon, I thought it might be an idea to kind of pick some cards that relate to the essences. There are essences that have associated cards, and I use the cards if I'm travelling because it's not always easy to take a full set of essences around with me. So I picked some cards from the Australian bush flower essence range, which I've used for a long time. And I've picked 3 and I wanted to share them with you. The first one I've picked is one called, I'm not sure if you can see this, is called Spinifex. And it's interesting because I talk about flower essences, but this is actually quite a unique one because it's actually a grass. And it's the only grass within the Australian bush flower essence range. And this particular grass is for empowering us through emotional understanding of illness. So sometimes if something's not right in our physical body, then this particular essence helps us to understand what the emotional root cause of it might be. So that's quite important. So some of you might be coming with something perhaps physical that maybe has an emotional root cause. So this is quite important for it. The next one I picked in relation to starting the course is one called Bauhinia. So if I can hold this straight for you, it's just got an amazing energy. Look at that red energy popping out and reaching out. And this particular one says it's about open to change and new concepts. So if you decide to come and join the course with me, that's something that we might find really useful is to be open to change and to new concepts. The last one I picked is a beautiful card, and this one's called Black-Eyed Susan. It's a lovely, lovely purple flower. And the theme of this particular one is about patience and slowing down and inner peace. And inner peace is something that I'm really interested in, and it's something that I definitely try and help my clients achieve, because I think when we've got inner peace and calm within us, then it's amazing the things that we can achieve if we've got that balance within ourselves. So sometimes it's about just taking time to slow down and appreciate things. And I think the flower essences and the flowers and nature in general help us to do that. So I think this is a lovely theme for those of you who are going to come on the course. So just to recap, we've got the Spinifex, which is a grass, which is about really understanding what happens in us physically might have an emotional root cause. Then we've got the Bauhinia, which is really vibrant and red, and that's about us being open to new challenges and concepts. And then the Black-Eyed Susan, which is just fantastic for getting that kind of inner peace. So these are some of the kind of essences we'll look at. The Australian bush ones, I use ones from New Zealand, America, Scotland, England, all over the world. And you might have a specific range of flower essences in the area that you live in. So the course is going to start in a couple of weeks' time. It's a short 2-week course that enables us just to touch on what the essences are, where they come from, how you might choose to use them, and how you might pick them for yourself. Not maybe just for you, but for your friends and family, and maybe if you have children, they're really, really good for kids too. So I'm hoping that you'll come on board and join me. There's some different options, some different levels. One of them gives you a chance for us to do some one-to-one work together. So at the end of the course, there's a chance to book some time together where we can actually look at picking some essences for you. But I'll leave that choice up to you to decide what feels right for you. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If you have some questions, please drop me a line. Otherwise, feel free to take a look around the site and come back and let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.